T-Dot, what's going on, brother? Kelowna? Hi, hi. What's going down, David? How the hell are you, brother? You guys aren't going to believe this. I left my entire case of Dr. Pepper at home. It's sitting on my garage floor. Really good place for it, eh? Whole case of pop sitting there. Good thing is, at least it'll still be there when I get back. I'm fixing to make dinner. I'll be listening. Jesus, you guys and your fixing. You and Buck and Hooligan, Sterling. $6:30. Dinner should be done by now. You should be sitting back in the lazy boy hanging out. Yeah, T-Dot, Oshawa, 25 degrees, sitting with the family barbecue and all. Oshawa's 25 degrees. Awesome. Yeah, we're gorgeous. We were I don't know what we were. I think we were probably mid 20s. When I got to the yard, I'm up the yard right now, and I'm in Fahrenheit, and I was 81. So whatever that is in Celsius, it's toasty. I got my EPU running with the air on, and I've found a little spot in the yard with some tree cover, and I've actually backed in to the tree, so the sun's actually going over my head right now. It's out there with a dark navy blue truck. It gets warm in here, so. Right on, brother. Good evening from Wichita. Waiting to deliver in the morning. Atta girl. Making business, making money, killing it as usual. Good girl. Bro, that sucks. It is what it is. You know what? Your case pop. What can you do? You're not going to lose your mind over it, right? No sense losing your mind over it. So, yeah, I left it at home on the floor. No big deal. No Dr. Pepper, Makes me a cranky boy. Makes me a cranky boy. But look at this. I had one rolling around the floor. I had one rolling around the floor. So cheers, everybody. My one Dr. Pepper. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button on your way in. Oi, oi, Dr. No Pepper. Been working on the house. David, it doesn't seem to matter what you do. A brand new house. I've done it both ways. You know, you could buy a brand new house or buy an older house, and one way or the other, you're always going to be fucking working on it, man. You're always going to be working on that house. There's no two ways about it. I'm fixing to be at my first stop. Well, you just keep fixing. You just keep fixing. Chicken Hawk, go hit the like button. Shannon, go hit the like button. Mr. B's, hit the like button. Tyke, hit the like button. There's 83 of yous in here, and only 4 of yous hit the like button. So somebody's pulling my leg. Just watching, something's going on here. Shannon's happy to see Chicky. Been a long time, eh? Since you two hooked up. I'm breaking up real bad. Am I? Is it you, or is it everybody else? Everybody else. Is this lagging, or is there a problem here? I've got a pretty good signal here. I'm pretty much in the middle of town, so I've got a pretty good signal. I don't know if it's lagging or if it's not lagging for you. You got to let me know. You're good, Tyke? It's okay for Robert. Sounds fine to Shannon. All right. All right. Must just be you, brother. Must just be you. So, we're, there we go. We're back on ingots, at least for Monday and Tuesday. We're really hoping. Let's cross the fingers, hoping that the rail gets their business sorted out and we can get back to working. But all they've guaranteed us so far is Monday and Tuesday. So, hey, it's Monday and Tuesday, right? I'll take it Monday, Tuesday, and then if I have to, I can go back out on the open board like I did last week. I don't do bad on the open board here. I don't. When I run the open board, I still do okay. I don't do heavy haul okay, but I do okay. It's not a bad deal. So if I got to do 2 days of ingots and then go out on the regular board, it's still okay. It's I'm not losing anything. I'm not losing a lot. Put it that way. If I didn't know better, I think there was a homeless guy just walking through here. I don't recognize him. It's not one of our drivers, and there's nothing back here for him to steal. Like if it's just some guy that's taking a shortcut from one part of town to the other, he's decided to walk through here. I don't know why, but he's having at it. He just walked. He finished. I don't know. I don't know. Not looking good. Not looking good. Y'all have a great night and be safe, Mr. Bees. Okay, now you good. It's nothing I did, bro. I have been sitting in the same spot and you gone again. Must be you, Mr. Bees. It must be something in the North Carolina air. There must be something down there. Maybe it's your Republican government. Maybe they've had enough of Wheelburner Express and they've said nope, no more of this cowboy, no more of this Canadian cowboy. He's not coming down here no more. So maybe they put an end to that. So other than that, I mean, what did we do? We planned. What did we do this weekend? Well, we had the family over. We had a whole house full. Like obviously, you guys were there while I was live. While we had all the kids over on Friday. So Dar's tired. Mama is tired. Believe me, she was happy to see the company peel out and go. So she's okay though. She's in good shape. So we had the kids. It was nice. We had a fire both nights. It was good to sit around the fire and just shoot the shit and laugh. There's no better feeling, even when your children are adults. There's no better feeling than even if I'm not involved in the conversation, right? Even if I'm not involved in the conversation, even if I'm in another room or whatever, when I hear two or three or four of my kids and they're all just sitting there talking and then all of a sudden they burst out laughing, there's no greater feeling in the world than that, than to hear your kids laughing and enjoying themselves. And it doesn't matter how bad, their day is or how bad your day is. It doesn't matter how shitty a day I'm having. When I hear my children laughing and just, all out, ball out laughter, I don't know, it just makes me feel good. And we heard a lot of laughing this weekend. We heard a lot of laughing. The kids were in fine form this weekend. Now, mind you, the rum was flowing, the weed was, the fumes were flying, and it was a good time. But it was good to listen to all the kids. It was nice having them all home. But it's also nice that okay, time for you guys to go. Let's out the door. Time to go. What's going on, baby? Good to see you, honey. You feeling all right? 2-4, good to see. Well, shit. Sup, Sir Brian? What's going on, 2-4? Looking damn fine in that shirt and that bike, brother. I'll tell you that, 2-4. Looking damn fine. I don't know if I could pull that off, man. I'm just saying. I might, but I don't know if I could. Looking pretty damn sharp, so. Anyway, that's all, that's all we kind of did. The kids all left today. And then Dara and I ran into town and we bought a bunch of stuff. We're redoing the gardens. Arching you and drinking water. You're arching me? Arching me. I've never been arched before. Sweetheart, is that something you want to try when nobody else is around? You want to try arching? I'll have to Google it. I'm up for anything, though. Everybody here knows that Dar is my wife, right? Like, I'm not going to get any complaints that I said something inappropriate to a woman in my chat. Just making sure. So, yeah, it was good. It was good. We got the one of the flower gardens done. And that was enough work. That was about enough manual labor for me. Luke Smith with 99 cents. Brother, I appreciate that. I'll take your buck. I'll take your dollar all day long, man. It's $1 more than I had 15 seconds ago. So, appreciate that. Appreciate your support. How are you tonight, sir? Hopefully you're doing well. You're finishing off a good weekend, but it's not coming to an end too soon. Actually, no, it's a long weekend, isn't it? In Canada, it's a long weekend, so nobody's going to work tomorrow, except me, right? A bunch of us here are going to work tomorrow because it's not a holiday in the U.S. and the ingots are running, so that's why I'm working, right? That's why I'm working. Otherwise, I'd have been back home, sitting at home for another day. Tyke will be mailing his shirt back. I don't think so. Do you see that presentation, 2-4? You see Tyke's presentation? Damn it, boy. Damn it. I'm telling you right now, that's tough to beat, man. That's tough to beat. That's why Robert, remember I was telling you, Robert is the best. You're a very, 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 very close second. But that's why. That's why. Don't listen to 2-4. I'm not listening to 2-4, buddy. You know what? I was very touched by your short and your thank you, and Dar and I loved it, man. That was the absolute bomb. BRW Bits 13. Hello from Russia. How are you tonight, sir? Actually, for you, it's early morning. You're what, 7 hours? 7 hours ahead of us there? You're early morning over there. Hopefully things are going well for you. You're having a good day. Or you were having a good day. Now you're having a good morning. We're not doing any trucking here today. We're not doing any driving lives anymore, as you guys know. So, this is what we're going to be down to, okay? This is what we're going to be down to. I'm going to be doing the driving and the working, and we'll be doing the lives once I get parked. It's 1 p.m. So it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon over there. Jumping Jesus, Joseph and Mary. You are way ahead. 18 hours, 19 hours ahead of us. It's 6:30 here. It's 6:35 p.m. here. So yeah, you're way ahead, dude. You're tomorrow. You're tomorrow afternoon. Hey, what are today's lottery numbers? What are the winning lottery numbers? You're already into tomorrow. Give me today's lottery numbers. I wish it worked like that, eh? That would be totally awesome if it actually worked like that. That really would. I don't think a guy from Canada can win a Russian lottery. I don't even know. BRW Bits 13, do they have lotteries? Like lotteries in Russia? Like in Canada, they've got lotteries. You buy a ticket for like $5 and you can win $1 million or $10 million. You know? Yeah, it's already Monday. So it's 1 p.m. Monday afternoon there. Holy crap, man. I didn't realize that you guys were that far ahead. I guess it also depends on where in Russia you are. Russia is a big country, east to west, right? So it's probably got a couple of time zones in it. Karina Thomas, a.k.a. Triple Hot Mess, how are you? Hey, Wheel Burner Express. Karina, you see, your truck is fine. No problems. Everything's good. We're taking good care of her. She'll be ready for you when I'm done with her. Do I know Russian food? Unfortunately, you know what? I don't. I've got very limited experience with Russian food, only because I've never had a lot of access to it. Certain pastries Russian pastries I've tried. I couldn't tell you the name of them. And there was a really, really good meat pie, a Russian meat pie that a friend of mine brought to work one day, and I was able to try it. And that was very, very good. But other than that, the only thing I know about Russia is you guys make really good vodka and really good bread, and you grow a lot of wheat. Cheap Freight Hauler, good evening from the recliner. Brother, I hear you. I wish these Cascadias would recline, eh? That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Or I wish I don't have them in here, but you can get them, eh? The ones where the seat turns. You can actually turn sideways and like this. My Volvo did. So I could turn the seat sideways, throw my feet up on the passenger seat, and I could kick alive back, sort of like this, instead of doing it this way. This way sucks because the only way I can get comfortable with my back is I literally have to lean across the steering wheel like this. So to you guys, it looks like I'm trying to French kiss the screen. I'm not. My passenger seat turns. Yeah, so did my Volvo. Both seats would turn. You could do it with both. Dodie, how are you, sweetheart? How are you? You having a good night? Hopefully you're not rolling. You're parked. Yeah, our vodka is really not bad. Well, unfortunately, I say unfortunately, but actually it's fortunately, BRW is, I don't drink. I quit drinking 30 years ago. So all the really cool and all the good liquor, like all the new stuff over the last 30 years, like all the new, like the good vodkas and all the really good whiskeys, like being a Canadian, Canada in the last like 20 years has put out some fantastic whiskeys, and I never got to try any of them. Never got to try a single one of them. Like the last thing I was drinking was like, I don't know, absolute vodka. No, I don't think Absolute even was out back then. Like I think the vodka for me, the last thing I drank was like Smirnoff's. And I don't think Smirnoff is Russian. I think it's an imposter. So, unfortunately, I've missed all the good stuff, all the good beer that's been out, all the good booze that's been out, all the good drugs that have been out. Got a few hundred clicks on the bike already. Been a minute since I rode, so making up for it now. Attaboy. Attaboy. That's how many clicks are on that bike, Pat? 2-4. How many clicks are on it when you got it? Like it's low mileage, eh? We have good drinks like Jägermeister. Well, we have Jägermeister here, but again, there was no Jägermeister when I quit drinking. So it's here now, and obviously you can get it in Canada. You can get Jägermeister everywhere. But I've never tried it. Now I've watched my brother drink it. Excuse me. I've watched my brother drink it, and I've watched him literally get the crap knocked out of him drinking it. It's almost like syrup, right? It's thick. It's not like watery like vodka or rum, or it's almost like it's not not the same consistency, say, as cough syrup, but it's in between it. It's got some viscosity. You could probably take Jägermeister and put it in your differentials if you in a pinch. I've never had it, but Robert, I'm telling you, man, I've seen what Jaeger will do to people. I saw it literally kick the crap out of my brother, literally, and my brother could hold his own. Jaeger just put him down, just put him down. Just listening. I'm on the road. Well, you know what, baby? You drive safe. You drive safe. Keep listening. 2-4's got 41,000 miles. Oh, that's good, man. Just go. Ray, good evening. If I'm not mistaken, Russia has 8 or 11 time zones. You know what, Ray? You probably know better than I do. You probably know better than I do. I know that, being is from east to west, I would imagine there's probably at least 3 or 4 for sure. If you say there's 8 or 11, I'd believe that too. I know in Canada there's 5, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 in Canada. So there could easily, just as easily be 8 of them in Russia. Russia might be a little wider than us. I don't know. Mr. B is trying again. BRW says he prefers vodka. Well, being the good Ruski that you are, sir, you enjoy your vodka. Matter of fact, sir, you have one for me. But then there's a problem, because for me, one was too many and 50 was never enough. So, you know what, man? Drink it carefully. Drink it carefully while drinking it for me. Hey, Tara, how are you? Good weekend? Have a good weekend, Tara? Just winding it down, kind of kicking back, relaxing. You've had dinner now. I bet you've already had dinner. Probably got a couple little odds and ends to do this evening, but you don't feel like doing it, so you're probably just kicking back, having I know you're probably having a cigar. So you're kicking back, having a glass of wine or a shot of whiskey, a nice whiskey glass of whiskey, and you decided, what the hell? Brian's live, I'll listen to that animal. So here you are. I'll bet you 90% of what I said was wrong. I'm just pulling stuff out of my butt here. So we're not looking at a long live tonight. Unfortunately, guys, I got to get up at 1:30. So what time is it now? It's 6:45, so that's 5 hours. So I'm thinking I'll burn off the rest of this. I just wanted to, because I usually go on Sunday nights, I still wanted to do it, even though we're not doing driving anymore. We're not doing the driving lives anymore. So I apologize. It's past your bedtime. No, Shannon, it is, actually, believe it or not. But Mondays are always the worst for me. Mondays usually, T-Bone, I'm going to call you tomorrow, and I'm just going to call you and hang up. Call you and hang up. I'm going to phone you like 30 times tomorrow, T-Bone. I'm just going to hang up. I'm not. Hashtag chickens for dark, click. Hashtag chickens for dark, click. You wait. T-Bone's been riding me good the last month or so. I was kind of thinking that this wave would have rode itself out, but it hasn't. It hasn't. It's still going. You guys, 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry. One of my co-drivers, I picked up his paperwork for him out of the office and then moved my truck. So I was up there beside his, but now I'm back in the back corner back here, and I've got his bills, and he probably just went into the office looking for his paperwork for tomorrow, and I've got it. He just sent me a text message, hey, did you pick up my paperwork? And it's like, oops, yeah, I did. Sorry, buddy. What kind of trailer you haul? I haul a 48-foot flatbed Conestoga. I do heavy haul work. Give me 1 second. What? No, you know what I did was I grabbed your bills and then I parked up there, but then the sun was in me. Okay. So I moved back here and I totally forgot. I was just going to give them to you. Sorry about that, bro.
Hey, no, I figured as much because I seen them there on Friday. I said Brian must have picked them.
I got them. My apologies.
Hey, no sweat, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, Stevie. See you in the morning. Thank God he's got a good sense of humor. Thank God he's got a good sense of humor. What kind of rate? Yeah, I've got a 48-foot. Today I'm hooked onto a tandem. I've got a 10-1 spread. But at any given time, I could be hooked onto a tandem, a triaxle, or a quad. It depends on the bills. It depends on the loads and depends on the weight. It's all heavy haul. So we're moving big weights. But today's just I'm just pulling a tandem, just a tandem. 2 for cooking chickens, cooking Dar's chickens for Brian. Attaboy, attaboy. Oh no, I have backers. I know you got backers. Doorman's here. Okay, Bob's in the house. Bob is in the house. Where were you last week, Bob? You still didn't provide that note from your parents. I have to get up at 0800. Just need to get an empty box, lift it off, then de-hire the chassis trailer. The truck will be parked. Being offered my old job back on reefers to Europe, though. What are you thinking, Rob? What are you thinking? You're thinking you might want to do that? Get back onto the European board there? Think about it this way. You've openly said that the guy that you're working for now, he takes what, a $200 a day loss paying you? He's not making anything. So how much longer is that going to go on for? You might want to think about, the long-term survivability in the business. Now, obviously, I don't have to tell you this, but just something between you and I, right? There's nobody else here, just you and me. Those other 83 people are just, wandering around. So is that something you might want to think about is get back on, even if it's for a few dollars less, it might be worth it to you for, it's a little more stable. My parents are in Hawaii. Well, here, I'll tell you what. I'll go to Hawaii and ask him for you, okay? It's finished. He's out? Okay. Okay. Just a quick question. In Canada, are you allowed a 53 foot with spread axle? Yes. Yes. You can have a 53 foot trailer with a spread axle. You can have a 53 foot trailer with a movable. You can have either a positioned spread, so you've got a 10-foot spread and it's locked, or you can have a movable spread axle where either the rear axle moves forward and back or the front axle moves forward and back. In Canada, you can have both of those. You can have all of those configurations. Ray, Bob is just doing his job. I only have a couple moderators, and Ray, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. It's just the fact that with this channel here, I tend to swear. There's other people in the chat, and there's adult language and stuff like that. So we prefer everybody to be here over. We prefer you to be over 18. That's all. Just and I give this example, Ray, is if, like, say some 14-year-old kid is sitting there on his couch, and all of a sudden he's watching me, and his mom walks by and she hears, "Goddamn cock-sucking motherfucking slut bitch and whore." I promise you, she's going to look at her son and go, "What on earth are you listening to?" And I'm going to get an email. And you know what, Ray? I don't want any emails. So Firefighter Bob is our doorman, and all he's doing is just asking, "Hey, man, are you over 18? Yeah, come on in. If you're over 18, come on in, sit down. If you're under 18, we maybe ask that maybe you find another channel that might be a little more age appropriate. That's all." Yo, bro, take a wild guess who just got off an awesome run. You're rubbing that in, Buck. I was looking at Buck, I was texting with Buck earlier, talking about getting some wind therapy. And I could really use some. Wind therapy, and Buck was out getting it, and then he was kind of putting the screw in there, right? So it's okay. Buck knows I love him. Buck is my brother, and he knows I love him. But brothers sometimes get pissed with each other, and sometimes I get pissed with Buck because he just knows how to. He knows how to put that knife in the right spot. Yeah, if you're under 18. So Ray's over 18, obviously. He's asking questions. I've been driving trucks since I was 21. Attaboy. So have I. I went from sunburn to windburn. Oh, what's going on, Tyrannus? You just slinking around in the background there, or you coming in to say hi? You're gonna hang out? You're gonna cause some problems? I mean, basically, are you just gonna be yourself? Hold on. I gotta get my left elbow into the little nook, right? I just gotta get my left elbow into that little nook right there. It fits perfectly. So as long as it sits in there, it sort of like holds me forward. And then I can continue on here. See, this one fits in this side, this one fits in this side, and then I can lean forward and I'm comfortable. Otherwise, it's just, otherwise it hurts. So yeah, you went from sunburn to windburn. You know what? I'll happily exchange places with you, Twofer. I will happily take your place. If it's too much for you to bear, really, if it's too much for you to bear and you're just, it's killing you, give it to me. I'll take it all. I will refrain from using that certain word today as my penance. Thank you, asshole. Every time Dark comes in here, I will fuck with her and ask her if she's over 18. Yeah, I know. Just remember though, Bob, she can take a wrench away. She can take my wrench away. No, I don't think she can do that. Did Buck Brown light a fire under Wheel Burner's ass? Well, what he did was he sent me, I was sitting at home earlier just kind of relaxing right after working in the garden and shit. And he sends me a picture of, I was at my buddy's working on a hot rod. And he sent me some pictures and that was awesome. Right? And I said, like, no better way to relax than that. So I was a little jealous, but, it's all right. I'm working in a garden. He's working on a hot rod. So anyway, so then after that, he's done working on the hot rod. He's going, well, I think I'm going to go get a little wind therapy. He sends me a picture of his Indian motorcycle. And then he goes and gets on it and goes for a ride. And I'm still sitting in my lazy boy. And then he comes in here and decides that he's going to, stick it to me. And he did. So then he sticks it to me. And now I'm trying to, I'm behaving myself with what I'm saying. I'm going to wear my Wheel Burner t-shirt all over Europe and send you the photos. Robert, you do it, but you do it, bro. Every country that you wear it into, like here's an example. Like, I don't know how it is in Europe. Like when you cross into a new country, is there a big sign saying, France, or you are now entering Italy, or you see in the United States, every state, and so do the provinces, as you cross from one state line to another, it's like you are now entering, welcome to North Carolina, welcome to South Carolina. So I did that a few years ago. I was wearing a shirt and I wore the same shirt, right? So I'd stop at the rest area at the Welcome Center and stand in front of the welcome to North Carolina and then all that. So, dude, if you can do that through Europe, oh, Robert, that would be the bomb. That would be the bomb. You would go from like Wheel Burner greatness level to probably Wheel Burner God level. You'd be right up there, right? I think that would really open the gap between you and 2-4. He's a close second. He's hot on your tail, baby. 2-4 is hot on your tail, but you pull something like that out of your ass, you're looking at a good time. By the way, I'm sitting out front of my shop at home, have motorcycles in my field of view. Yeah, I'm not talking to you anymore. And I'll follow up Bob with chickens for Dar. Alkanoid 00. Hello, Grandpa. Hey, what's going on, man? You can say that, that's not gray hair. I don't know what you guys, I don't care what you say. That's not gray hair. You know what that is? That's chrome. Right? I've been trucking long enough that's all chrome. That's not gray. That's a well chromed out face is what that is. Hashtag cooked chickens for Dar. No, cooked chickens for Brian. Yeah, what happened? Well, no, Ray, I do both, Canada and US. I run, well, tomorrow it'll be Ontario and New York. Last week I ran Ontario, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York. Like I run both. I'm Canadian. I was born and raised, and I live in Canada. But I would happily estimate that over the span of my entire trucking career, I've probably spent more years in the United States than I have actually in Canada. It's just the way it works out. JF Junkie, eh? What's going on, Wheelburner? I don't think that's JF, but you want to poke your head in and say hi, whoever you are, you go for it. Good for you. 2-4, it's cooked Dar's chickens for Brian. There, see? That's how we get that. JF, you over 18? Da, 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 da. I highly doubt that's JF Trucker. I think that's because I don't think JF is going to call himself a junkie after all the heat that he's taken over the last fucking couple of years from a couple other people. So, not too sure who that is. Jamie, oh yeah, Jamie's over 18. He's good. Chrome, it's mold. Fuck off. You know what? It's chrome, baby. Chrome. Mold is what we got between our toes, you know? Yeah. Hey, Bob. Yes, I'm over 18. She beat you to it, Bob. Your bear is perfect, Grandpa. You know, my beard is perfect. Hey, it's not bad, eh? It's getting shaved off on the 22nd, though. June 22nd. You guys mark it on your calendar. Mark it on your calendar, right? June 22nd. That's our charity drive. The beards are coming off. We've got I think we got 6. No, I think we got 7. We got 6 for sure, but I think we got 7. Guys, we're all gonna shave. All the beards are coming off. Dara and I are gonna go next weekend. Actually, next weekend when Mr. B, because Mr. B is gonna be on next weekend because he's actually painting the boards, right? So while he's painting the boards and we're doing this live, Dara and I are going to give you guys the choice of the charities, okay? And we're only going to give you a choice of 5. There's 5, and out of the 5, you got to choose whichever one wins. That's the one that gets the money. Now, I do know Buck and a couple other people have put forth suggestions of charities. Now, I did not write them down. So if you've got a charity that is worthwhile, it doesn't have to be trucking. But it does have to be an accredited charity. It can't just be, your mom and dad or your sister Mary is doing a charity drive. No, it's got to be an accredited charity. It's got to be 100% on board. And if you've got any charity, a charity of your choice or a charity that means something to you, email it to us, okay? Email it to us. Let Dara and I know about it, and we'll go through them all, and we'll pick out the top 5, and that's the ones we're gonna put up there, okay? And those are the ones you guys are gonna get to choose from. Oh, it's old school chrome. You got it, Doty, right? You got it. Oh wait, I feel 17. Oh come on. Oh fuck, Jamie got timed out. You better bring him back. Dar, any way you can bring Jamie O back? Profane truth? Actually, there's a couple days worth of stubble on it. We shaved it though. Chrome dome and chrome face, it's all the same. Profane Truth 18. He's been in here a few times to bust my ass. Hey Dar, what's up? Your way last night, barbecue at Kid's Place in Wilton. Nice. Now he can't come back for ages. I used TA chrome. Used to chrome out my out bikes, and my chin for chrome bike is blacked out. What the fuck are you talking about? I used to chrome out bikes. Now my chin is chrome. Bike. Oh, okay. Now your chin is chromed and your bike is blacked out. Well, yeah. Honestly, I won't put chrome on a bike again. Any bike I own from here on out is going to be blacked out. Flat black too, not like glossy. I want flat black, matted, very, very simple. Are you an owner operator or a company driver? I am an owner operator. I'm on with another carrier. I'm leased onto another carrier. I own the truck. I pull their trailer, and it's their freight. I'll shave my face fuzz off too. Dude, you guys all shave off whatever you want. What we're going to do is we're going to line them up. I think I'm doing it. Freeway's doing it, and Freeway's got even a bigger beard than I am. Basically, we're going to line them up from like the shortest is going to go first. So shortest beard all the way up to the longest beard. And that's how we're going to do it. And basically we're going to give every guy like 15, 20 minutes to get while it's getting off or while it's getting shaved off and everything like that. And then we'll kind of have a little bit of a break and then kind of move along. And then the next guy is going to come in. I'm doing my 34 reset and stumbled on the life. Sorry I asked so many questions. Ray, you ask as many goddamn questions as you want, man. I'm glad you're here. Dude, we do, like I said, I do lives almost every day. Usually Mondays are the only day I don't go live, and I don't go live very often on weekends, but that's because I'm at home on the weekend, right? So, but like Sunday night I go live. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I'm live, and we do this. We just sit around, we talk about trucking, we talk about trucks, we talk about just about anything. But you know, we're a trucking channel. But we can talk. Look at these guys in the chat. I'm not even watching. These guys in the chat are talking about chickens and motorcycles. So we've got from trucking to chickens to motorcycles, all within 4 lines of talking away here. So, Ray, you feel free to ask whatever you want. If you want to come back and hang out with us, you know what? Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications when I go live on Tuesday. Boom! There you are, brother. There you are. The whole idea behind this channel, Ray, is to help. It's a channel designed to help the new guy or girl, or to advance even senior drivers or seasoned drivers. Basically, it's a bounce all for information. There's a lot of really good seasoned truck drivers in this chat, right? There's a lot of guys in here with a lot of years of experience. So if I don't have an answer, chances are one of them do. One of them. I've been hanging out in America too long. Brian's just a driver. Dar owns everything. Any chance if you get Dar chickens, you'd be allowed a motorcycle? Oh, that's, you know what, Tyrannus, that's a deal. But she just made a deal with me on Friday. And I in the live on Friday, I told her what the deal was. She actually came to me. I didn't even see it coming. Okay. She came to me with a deal. And if I agreed to it, because everybody knows that, you know, I'm putting away and I'm putting aside and I'm waiting for the right time. And I want a Challenger Hellcat. So Dar comes to me on Friday and says, I'll tell you what, if I'm allowed to do this, or if we get this and this situation happens, you can have your Hellcat. And I went, yeah, right? Yeah. Hers involves a vehicle as well. Don't get me wrong. It's not like she's not asking permission to go out and have sex with like a bunch of people or something. And if you let me go out and sleep with the neighbor's husband for, for 2 weeks, then you can have a Hellcat. No. No, don't get me wrong. If she did, I'd get a Hellcat, but we're not doing that. But if she gets a particular type vehicle and it's paid for, I can get the Hellcat. And I said, yeah, let's do that. So it looks like I might get the Hellcat. So maybe if I let her have chickens, I can get the bike too. I mean, go out and build her a chicken coop and all. Dude, I would. Tyrannus, I would. I'd buy her. I'd buy her at the new house, depending, right? Because I've seen T-Bone's place, right? And T-Bone's got way more acres than I've got, right? So if I had a place that had like land like T-Bone, Dar having chickens I wouldn't even question it. Absolutely. Have as many as you want. Knock yourself out. But I've only got an acre of land, right? And I've got a 5-bedroom bungalow sitting in the middle of it. So I got like an acre, half acre behind, a half acre in the front. So a half acre in the back is not big enough to put chicken coops in, plus the pool, plus, blah, 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 blah. So what are we going to do? Now, at the new house, say I land a couple of acres of land and a smaller house, dude, Tyrannus, come on out. If you can swing a hammer, you come out and build her the chicken. I'll pay you. I'll even fly you out there. You come out, you build the chicken coop. I'll supply the beer, the nails, the hammer, the wood, and the food. You build the chicken coop. I just want the Hellcat, baby. That's all I want. Good evening, Karen. How are you? Awesome to see you. Bust him. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Let's get it done. Did you enjoy the nice weather today, Dar? Oh, Dar did love it. Actually, we all got sun today, too. It was kind of nice. I ain't going to say the word. I ain't going to say, don't say it, Buck. Don't you say it. We actually just got in. We went and bought Sassy an early birthday gift. Listening to Matic today, and he was thinking, you're starting to sound like a Yankee, brother. He said that, did he? I can't disagree with him, Robert. Sometimes I sit there and think to myself, oh my God, who's that talking? And I realize it's me. A 2024 GT500 for Dart? No. No, actually, for her, does she want that? She would love that car. Don't kid yourself. She's a Mustang girl, right? She's a Mustang girl. She loves it. But it's totally impractical for her. She wants an SUV, right? So if I get her the SUV that she wants and we manage to pay cash for it, like pay it off, so there's no car payment, then I can get the Hellcat. Now, mind you, if I could afford to get her the 500, the GT500, and that, yeah. Dar getting a Rubicon? No, what? Profane, she doesn't like them. I'm surprised. She doesn't like them. She doesn't like those Rubicons. I thought for sure. Like, my daughter, Brianna, loves them. My other daughter, they love them. Dar's not a big fan of them for some reason. She doesn't like them. She likes the MDXs, like the Acura MDX, or the Honda Pilot, or the Hyundai Santa Fe. The Hyundai Santa Fe is actually probably the best one, the nicest one out of all. It's the most price, like cost efficient, or it's not to say cheapest, but it doesn't cost the most, but it comes with the most options on it. So she's looking, right? So if she gets a new Santa Fe, and actually I think the deal is it doesn't even have to be brand new. If I can get her like a 22 or a 23 Santa Fe with really, really low miles on it, I still get the Hellcat. So, hey, that sounds like a good deal. Anybody here think that's a bad deal? Right? Dar gets a Hyundai Santa Fe SUV and Brian gets a Hellcat. More toys just delays retirement. No, that's retirement and toys are two separate things in our house, Bussum. They don't intermingle. Okay? Retirement, job, and whatnot, and business is all on one side of the track. A couple of toys here and there are on the other side. And let's just face it, Bussum, I don't have a lot of habits. I smoke cigars. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't build race cars anymore. I don't fucking build motorcycles. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't have any expensive hobbies. You know what? If I get a Hellcat for my trouble, I get a Hellcat for my trouble. All it's going to cost me is a Hyundai Santa Fe. Then she gets a Hyundai Santa Fe. What's going on there, big dog? How are you, brother? I sense chickens being talked about. Yeah, they were talked. Hellcat, you mean my ex-wife? Yeah, we've all got a Hellcat or two, haven't we? I used to joke when we were younger, I'd look at Dar and go, there's my future ex-wife. She's still here, though. She's still here. I'll come over for the chicken barbecue. Oh, Robert, yeah. You bring some of that good English barbecue sauce, we're all good, brother. She was, eh? You know what? She doesn't. Dar doesn't want a Chrysler, a Dodge. She would, and myself personally, for her, I would rather her stick with the Japanese cars. They're just better made, right? They're the Santa Fe and the Honda Pilot or the Honda CRV or any of those are all much better made than the Dodge Durangos, even the Rubicons, the Grand Cherokees. The Japanese cars, SUVs, are still better. The only reason I'm a Dodge guy is because I've been a Dodge guy all my life. And let's face it, Dodge only has, what, 5 lines of vehicles? What do they got? A TR, the pickup trucks, right? They got 5 different lines of pickup trucks. Then they got Durango, Grand Cherokee, Charger, Challenger. Then there's the Jeep Rubicon, like the Jeep version. And then I think there's one more I'm missing. But other than that, right, that's all they've got. Like, they don't have a whole lot of cars, a whole big lineup of vehicles that they offer. So, and Dar's not a big Dodge person. She would rather take, and I agree with her. She'd rather take the Japanese quality. You know, she's got that Honda Civic of hers right now, a 2019 Honda Civic. We were in it today. $265,000 on that thing. We bought it brand new. $265,000 she's put on that thing since 2019. Still goes like a top. Hums just beautifully. You can't dispute that, right? Scat Pack Durango. I would take one. I'll take a Scat Pack Durango. Can you buy a new truck without a DEF system in Canada? No. Up here, they call them gliders. Ray, we have gliders here. The government has done everything they can to outlaw them, ban them, make them impossible, make them hard to run. You can't register them. You can't insure them. Like, I mean, they've done everything they can. So if you've got one before a lot of the laws came into effect, then you're grandfathered in. You can keep it and run it. But the second you sell it, say you had one, you'd be okay. But if you sold it to me and I tried to register it, no, you can't do it. Get the Honda. Yeah, I agree. Get the Honda. Well, the Hondas are good. We've always had good Hondas. But the same with the Santa Fe, the Hyundai Santa Fe's. We've never had an issue with anybody that we've got 2 people that are really good friends of ours that have owned Santa Fe's, have always driven Santa Fe's, and they've never had issues with them. So I like them. The Santa Fe's come with great warranties. They do, and they come with more options. And I'll give you an example, okay? In 15 or whatever, when I bought Dar, I bought her the Honda Pilot, right? The SUV. Now, I had to choose. Back then, we were looking at the Santa Fe's as well. Now, the Santa Fe was about $7,000 less. But it came with, I don't know how many more options. Standard. And then there was all of the, so the top of the line Pilot, which is what Dar had, right? She had the top of the line, she had the Honda Pilot Touring. And then the top of the line Santa Fe, had way more shit in it, right? Way more shit in it. Now, I don't know if that's good. That just means more crap to break down, right? But at the end of the day, dollar for dollar, the Santa Fe was still about $6,000 or $7,000 cheaper, and the warranty was better. I opted to go with the Honda only because we've always had Hondas and we've never had problems. And anytime we had a small issue or a problem, Honda takes care of it like that for us. No problem. So, you know what? I think we may, she wants to choose between the Santa Fe or the CRV. She doesn't want another Pilot, right? The Honda Pilot. But she does want either the CRV, the Honda CRV, or the Hyundai Santa Fe. I'm good with either one. Whichever one she wants, I'm good with it. Personally, I don't give a fuck if she wants to ride a pogo stick. If it gets me a Hellcat, she can drive whatever she wants. Back in 88, her first car was a 5-liter Fox body. Well, the 86, 87, 88, and 89 were my favorite years for those Mustangs and those Fox bodies. And I didn't like the Cobras, you know, with the skirts and all the crap. And I liked the 5-liter LX with the trunk. Simple. No skirts, no spoiler, nothing. Just the 5-liter LX with the trunk. Fast, man. Fast. They were very quick, and I liked them. Well, for back in the late 80s, they were quick. Today, Dar's Civic would outrun it. But bye. I have to go for dinner. All right, Bob. See you in a bit. Hey, welcome back. Hey, Michael, thank you. Welcome back to you. Tank Kelly, married life, always negotiate. Oh, dude, come on, Tank. You know the deal. You know what? Every breath I take is a negotiation. Every single one. I'm going to relight this cigar, and there will be a comment somewhere in here from Dar. God damn, taking time. Well, if I'm allowed to smoke the cigar, then you're allowed to do that. Come on, bro. You know the deal. I'd like to hook up with you, Tank, out in Alberta, though. I'd like to sit down and have a chat and pick your brain sometime. We bought a Ridgeline new in 09. My son has it now in Alberta, rubbing 400,000. You know what? Same thing. The Ridgeline and the Honda Pilot have the same motor drivetrain in them. Like same driveline, same engine, same everything. And they were bulletproof. Those 3.8 engines. Or sorry, 3.5 engines, absolutely bulletproof. But because of the all-wheel drive, they were a pig on gas, right? Dar's Honda Pilot was just an absolute pig on gas. That's why I think she wants the Honda, but I think she wants to go to the downsize to the CRV because it's got the 4-banger, but it's still all-wheel drive. I think she's just a little nervous about being in Alberta and with the winter out there and having the Honda Civic. Now, mind you, she's had it for 3 years or 4 years in Ontario here in the snow, and she's done just fine. Are they closing the Ford plant in Oakville? Employee parking lot was empty this morning. Profane? I don't know. I don't think so. It might have to do with the long weekend. The holiday being tomorrow, maybe they're taking today and they're back to work tomorrow. I don't know. Actually, no, it wouldn't be because a Ford assembly line never shuts down. It runs 24/7. I think the only time they shut it down is Christmas Day. So, I don't know. Profane truth? Google it, bro. Hyundai offers 100,000 mile warranty in the States. Yeah, I think it's 160,000 kilometer warranty. So that'd be right because 100,000 miles is 160,000 clicks. So, yeah, it's 160,000 clicks or what is it, 10 years? 10 years or 160,000 clicks. Now, mind you, the way Dar drives, like I said, she's got a 19. That Civic Sport's a 19, and she's already got 260,000 on it in 4 years. So,
'Cause I think the only time they shut it down is Christmas Day. I think the only time they shut it down is Christmas Day.
I don't know. Actually, no, it wouldn't be because a Ford assembly line never shuts down. It runs 24/7. I think the only time they shut it down is Christmas Day. So, I don't know. 86 notchback. Cigars equal death. See? Tank? See? Was I kidding? I wasn't kidding. 5 years. It's all good because I'll have insurance and a Hellcat. Yeah, well, if I had my way, the Hellcat would be a 6-speed manual, but they don't come that way. You can't get them. They all automatic. So yeah, anything happens, she gets a Hellcat. Hope you enjoy it, babe. I've seen what you can do with a fast car. It almost got you arrested, so I joke around sick, but if something happens, I would feel awful thinking back to me joking like that. Yeah, you better take that back. You better take that back. Dar, the propaganda against smoking is bollocks. If you smoke and have health issues, they blame it on smoking. There are as many people who get the same health issues who don't smoke. Oh, Robert's my hero today. Lady with a plan. Hashtag lady with a plan equals Dar. The plant west of Toronto, which will shut down in May for a $1.8 billion EV retooling, was scheduled to produce electric SUVs by 2025. Was that for west of Toronto? I'm trying to think of the plant west of Toronto. In Toronto, are you talking? You're talking Ford? Because Ford is in Oakville. GM is in Oshawa, which would be, oh no, hold on. The plant west of Toronto. So that would be Oakville. That would be the Ford plant. Okay, yeah, you are. You are. You're right. So see, Brian, negotiate for a Hellcat and a motorcycle. Baby, you know what? I believe in go big, right? Go big and let her bring you down, right? So shoot for, I'm going to ask for a Hellcat, a couple of motorcycles. I want bike. I need 2 bike lifts, and I'm gonna need 3 new stand-up alone toolboxes. So I'm gonna ask for all of that, and I'll get 1 bike and 1 Hellcat. I'm gonna enjoy it even while you're alive. I'm gonna take it while you're on the road. You're gonna have a hell of a time driving it with no keys. The keys will be with me, trust me. What do you think, I'm an idiot? He's not getting both. We'll see. Guard dog, Oakville, Ford, yeah, okay. That's the ones Tyrannus was talking about. So maybe they're shutting it down for, it's the retooling. Maybe it's the retooling. Oakville plant is not switching to EV until 2027. Who was it? Was it Chrysler? Because Honda has their massive plant in Canada up in Alliston. Toyota has 2. Their main big one is in Cambridge. And then they've got the second one up north as well. But I think one of them is shutting down and it's not the Ford one. One of the Japanese ones is shutting down and retooling for EV as well. Which is beyond me. I think it's stupid as hell, but what do I know? The article said it was retooling. Dar gets chickens and a car. You get a Hellcat and a motorcycle. You just have to quit smoking. Well, funny, Tyrannus, that you say that, okay? Funny that you say that. Because she added up my cigar bill. Now, Dar, it's not necessary for you to go, oh yeah, and by the way, and put it up on the screen. That's not necessary. But she added up my cigar bill, average, for a month. And yes, in some cases, it's a car payment. So, if I quit smoking cigars, Dar can have chickens and an SUV and a Santa Fe, and I can have a motorcycle and the Hellcat. Because the cigars would easily, over the span of a year, pay the motorcycle off. I am a 2006 Honda Civic. You are you? That's some pretty good typing if you're a Honda Civic. You own a 2006 Civic? Dude, my thing, the last time I saw my dad, and that's a few years ago, and he was still driving around in a 2008 Honda Accord. Still going strong. I had a 97 Civic, and that thing rolled over 440, and the body just fell off of it. Like, the motor was still going, the drivetrain was good, the transmission, everything was good, just the body fell off of it. It still was going till the day I scrapped her, you know. Let's not get carried away. More like it's a car payment, insurance, and a vacation. Now we're getting carried away. Chickens just have to appear while he's on the road. Well, it works both ways, Johnny, right? You remember I was saying the other day, oh yeah, it's easier for me to do something. It's easier for me to, beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. Well, it works the same way with Dar. And don't kid yourself, guys. Dar's done it too, right? I've been out on the road and come home and poof, there's something, mysteriously something new appears. So she's not innocent. I'm not saying she's horrible. She's not, but she's not innocent. Let me tell you, okay? The Santa Fe isn't for fun. It's a necessity. It's not part of the negotiation. Well, you made the negotiation with me. If you get the Santa Fe and we pay it outright, like just pay cash for it and pay it outright, I can get the Hellcat. That was the deal, and you signed it. We won't be living in the country, so no chickens. All right. My wife says, I quit cigs. I can afford a second bike. LMAO, buy a plane too. Yeah. Hey, what the hell? Tyke Trucking. My car is a 2006 Volkswagen Passat. I had a 2004 Jetta. Killed it. Absolutely killed that. It was the Jetta. Actually, I drove it, and then I handed it off to my daughter, Brianna, and that kid put the nail in the coffin with that car. She killed that car. But it drove strong. It drove strong. I would never get a big purchase without talking to you. No, you wouldn't do that. I did do that the one time. I did. Guys, in all fairness, I did buy a car and didn't tell her. And then she came home and there was a car in the driveway and she was really, really, really fucking mad. And rightly so. And then she got in that said car and took it for a drive and I was forgiven. Right? So that's how that kind of things, if you're a man, that's how shit like that happens. Let her get really mad, but then let her play with your new toy. And then she realizes how much fun that new toy is. You get forgiven. Yeah, because I only want one car payment. That's the only reason. It's not because the type. I know. Well, that's the deal. It's not snazzy. It's not exciting. The Santa Fe's are. Oh no, but hold on. Don't get you wrong. If you're getting a Santa Fe, you're getting a nice car. It's not like you're buying a beat to shit old fucking crappy shit box. Those loaded out Santa Fe's are fucking beautiful cars. It only has 140,000 miles because it's parked while I'm trucking. Well, that's the beautiful thing about my cars, right? Like, I had an Acura MDX. Dude, mine was a 2012, right? When I sold it, it only had 111,000 on it, right? Why? Because it never went anywhere. It just sat in the driveway. It never went nowhere. I sold it because it didn't make sense to keep it insured and drive it and drive it on the weekends or whatever and blah, 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 blah. It didn't make any sense. So I sold it and would put the money in the bank. Just get Dar whatever the hell she wants and just hope for the best. Tyrannus, that's the way it works at the end of the day. You know that. You know that. At the end of the day, it's whatever she wants. I pick up the scraps, right? I pick up the scraps. So the next toy should vibrate. There's no more room in her tickle trunk. Dog. No, I'm not buying her another tickle trunk just for more toys. My wife has a 21 Santa Fe. That car is fancy. See, they're nice. They are nice. They're like, if you get the ones with like all the bells and whistles and shit, They're fucking comfortable cars, man. I like the glass roof, right? That glass roof from front to back, and then the sunroof still opens. I like that. That was the shit. And we were looking at the Honda Pilot, and when we were looking at that, I was like, oh, wow. I really did like that. Now, I guess it would suck if you flip it onto its roof, but Dar doesn't do a lot of driving on her roof these days. I've put 2 cars in my life on their roof, and walked away, crawled out and walked away from both of them. Dar, luckily, has not done that. So the next toy for me should vibrate. Well, I don't talk about stuff like that. That's kind of fuck no, John. Will it handle hail? Yeah, they handle hail. They handle hail. Believe me, and trust me, in Canada, dude, dog, in Canada, we get hail. Right? And I don't mean like little pellets. I'm talking fucking golf ball size hail. We get it up here, man. And these cars, apparently these roofs can take it. For real though, I had to get my wife a new vehicle so I could angle for a motorcycle months later strategically. Well, there's always, Tyrannus, that's called playing the long game, right? That's called playing the long game. It's like, she comes to you and goes, the best way I can think to do it is you make the suggestion. It's like, you know what, babe, your car's getting a little worn out. Why don't we sell your car and get you a new one? Like get you a brand new one. You got all the warranty and all the shit. And why don't we sell yours while it's still got its resale value? And then she goes, Tyrannus, you're right. Absolutely. Meanwhile, you're thinking, okay, 5 months from now, 6 months from now, long game, right, Tyrannus? Long game. Hey, you get your bike. We've all been there. I know that game. I know the long game. Unfortunately, Dar knows it too. Dar knows my long game. Damn. Also, take a look at the new Mazda SUVs. I've never been a Mazda fan. Well, I lost interest in Mazda when Ford bought them. Now, they're not owned by Ford anymore, I don't think. I lost interest in Mazdas then. But I would take a look. I would take a look. It doesn't matter which car. I can make a deal on whatever car because the ownership group, my brother's dealership is owned by a guy or an ownership group, and they own 26 other dealerships, and they're all like Ford, Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, Chrysler, whatever, right? So if my brother my brother works at Dodge, right? Now, if his Dodge dealership doesn't have it, he can call up one of the Honda dealers or Mazda or Hyundai and say, okay, do like an intercompany transfer or whatever, and he can get it for us. So that's kind of what I'm kind of hoping to be able to do. But we got to wait till we get out there to do it, right? Hello, sexy Santa. Hello there, sweet Dewana. How are you, honey? How are you? I understand you were live this afternoon. Showing the new ramp. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it. Dar told me what was going on, but unfortunately, sorry, I was not able to be in there. I was preoccupied with something else. So I will go back and watch it, but I just haven't had a chance. That's playing my game, Tyrannus. Well, it's every man, 2-4. What's your favorite semi-truck? Like just favorite truck. It doesn't, like, we're not talking about cost or fuel mileage. Just my favorite truck is probably the Kenworth cab over, the Kenworth K100 cab over, or like an 85 or 85, 86 Kenworth W900L, right? The L series. W9s. I love those trucks. But I do like the newer trucks. Like I like Chicken Hawk's got that Chicken Hawk's got one, and so does Humberto. They got that T680. They're nice. The new Volvo, the 860 Volvo Globetrotter. damn it, Ray, that's a gorgeous truck as well. I own a 2020 Cascadia. It's not the fanciest truck. It's not the nicest truck, but bang for buck, money in my pocket. It's the best truck I've got. It's the best truck I've owned 9 different trucks in my career. So, I would say if it was just a matter of I could go buy one just because it's my favorite truck, it'd probably be the K100 cab over, the Kenworth K100. And then a close would be like I said, the 84, 85, 86 W900L series. Put the 3406 cat, 3406B cat motor in that thing with an 18-speed manual, 350 rear ends in it, or maybe 336s. Put 336 rear ends in that, and you've got a triple-digit truck. That's a good truck. That's good for me. I'm happy with that. Finer than frog hair. It's okay, darling. My cousin is redoing it to code specs. Good. Good. Make sure. Nothing can happen to Marshall. Marshall comes first. It has to meet specs. Actually, in my humble opinion, it has to exceed specs. Specs are a bare minimum, right? That's the line that is drawn for the bare minimum. When somebody says, oh, it meets specification or it meets specs, that means it meets the minimum code. Whenever I get something built or anything, it's like I don't want it to meet the minimum. I want it to exceed the minimum, right? So, yeah, Ray, you like those choices? Yeah. I think like if I was gonna buy another truck right now and in today's market, in today's day and age, I'd probably get another Freightliner, just because I can buy them for like $30,000 to $40,000 cheaper than I can, say, the T680 or the Volvo 860. But if money wasn't an option, I'd probably have to choose. I'd be choosing between the T680 and this the 860 Volvo. It would be back and forth between either of those. I think Volvo is a good truck. The Scania V8 is top for. You know what, Robert? Unfortunately, brother, we don't get those here, right? I can't speak on that. Like, you'd be great to talk about stuff like that because you drive them. But dude, I don't drive them here. We don't even have them. Like, there's maybe in all of North America, there's maybe what, a couple of 100 Scanias running around. So Toyota Hilux is the world's best truck. Yeah, did your wife tell you to say that? Try buying your wife one. Let her have that. I have a 2020 Freightliner Coronado with a Detroit 60 series, 13-speed, 358 differentials. Nice truck. I sold a 97 W9. I had a W9. It was a 1997 12.7 60 series, 18-speed. It was a twin stick though. I had 2 shifters. It was a twin stick, and had 350 rear ends in it. And that thing there was quite comfortable running around 85 mile an hour, 90 mile an hour, no problem. That 60 series engine, in my opinion, is the best engine that was ever built. Again, I might get an argument from Robert, but Robert's in Europe and he's got the Scanias and the V8s and everything over there to compare them to. But the 60 series, the 12.7, not so much the 14 liters, but the 12.7 60 series, those engines are fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, they're slobber knockers. You know that they're slobber knockers. You know that they're going to leak oil. You know, if you park a Detroit, park your truck and you've got a 60 series Detroit and you move it in the morning and there's not a small spot of oil, there's something wrong with that truck. If it's not leaking oil, it's because there's no oil in it, right? That's the joke about those trucks. They're supposed to drip oil. My driveway at home, thank God it's gravel, right? Because my driveway at home is gravel. So When it dripped oil, I was just able to go out and get the rake and you know, and take care of that. So I had to get rid of that truck though, because the best the thing would do is 6 miles per gallon. I can't get 6 miles per gallon when fuel, you know, fuel is north of $6 a gallon. You know, fuels. I was getting 6 miles to the gallon, and I was paying almost $6 a gallon. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. So it was just easier and financially, business-wise, smarter to buy the Cascadia. And when I bought this Cascadia, I didn't buy it brand new. It was 8 months old when I got it. So it was already broken in, and I got a very good deal on it through a friend of mine. And the company I bought it off, they really did right. They really did made a really good deal, and they really did right by me. And I got a really good truck at a very good price, fully jammed with warranty, and I've been very fortunate. Like I said, I've owned 9 trucks in my career, and this is the one that has caused had the least amount of downtime, least amount of problems, and it is basically, it's been a money maker since we've owned it. Since we've owned it. If I had my way, I'd have 5 of these things, and I'd have a driver in all 5 of them, and just go, there we go, you know. And they are comfortable. Everybody makes fun of them. You know, everybody makes fun of the Cascadias. Everybody makes fun of them, but I'm comfortable. You know, I'm 6'2". I'm around 220 pounds. I'm a bigger guy, and I got no problem in here. I got room. I can move around. I got lots of leg room. I got lots of room back there. You know. The PACCAR engine in the DAF was the British Leyland engine, and it's only a 13 liter. Yeah, well, it's the same here. Pulling 530 horse out of it is stretching it. Well, the same thing here, Robert, right? In Canada, they've got, the Volvo has the D13, right? They also have a D16, but they're in Europe. They brought them here, and they weren't successful with them, so they don't offer them here. So they're just a 13 liter. Same with the PACCAR, right? The PACCAR here is called it's called the MX-13 PACCAR engine, and same thing. You can take those up to about 550. Now they don't recommend you do it, but you can. Same with the Volvo. Like when I bought my Volvo in 2014, it was brand new. It came with a 13 liter D13 engine, and it came out of the plant at 505, right? 505 is what it came out at. I don't know why anybody's running around with 500 horsepower, right? These days, you don't need 500 horsepower. You don't need 550 horsepower to be doing the work, unless you're doing like super heavy, like heavy haul, or you're doing extended, you know, like logging or shit like that. You don't need 500-600 horsepower. You know, if you're geared properly, your transmission is geared properly, and your torque settings are set up accordingly. You know what? I like this one here this one here was 505 when I got it, right? It was 505 and set at 1780 for torque, right? It's a 12-speed auto. I took it down to 465, took the torque settings down to 1720, and this is a 9 mile per gallon, 8.8 to 9 mile per gallon truck all day long. Even pulling heavy haul. Pulling heavy haul, what I do now with this thing, I'm still getting 7 miles to the gallon out of it. How do I complain about that, right? How do I complain about that? Bob the doorman's back. All right, everyone, pay attention. Bob's back. When I was looking for a glider, I wanted to buy a Kenworth W9, but the differently priced was $100. Oh, dude, they're ridiculous. That was the other thing about the gliders, because we looked for gliders as well. The problem with gliders is they're just so expensive, right? Because when when the word came down that you wouldn't be able to, the date was set and you couldn't get them after this period, or they weren't be allowed, everybody and their mother was getting them. And there was companies up here that were finding loopholes to get them. So one company would bring in just the body, right, or the truck and the chassis, and then another company would bring in the engine and the drivetrain separately. Well, in Canada, when you import like that, it's all considered parts. Because it's not a complete truck, it's not considered a vehicle. So in order to get around the loophole, what they do is they'd import the truck itself, but with no engine in it, no engine in it, no tranny, no differentials, no drivetrain in it at all, just a shell, right? Just the truck. And then they'd import the separately and then put them together when they got here. And then that's how they got around it. But then, you know, the government's not stupid. They figured out what they were doing. Ray, you're exactly right. My favorite truck is the one that doesn't break very often. Scania and Volvo are building 17-liter engines. The problem you have is we run at 97,000 pounds, and a 17 is a half-ton heavier than the 13. Well, if you're pulling that kind of weight, does it really make that much difference? Like a half a ton make that much difference on the weight of the truck? I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. But who knows? You know, who knows? The applications that you guys run them, because I know that you guys run those V8s and you guys get really good fuel mileage out of those V8s, where it's not even an option over here. You cannot get a Scania V8 engine or a DAF V8 engine over here. You can have one imported, probably pay ridiculous amount of money to have it imported. I don't know. I don't know anybody that's done it, so I can't speak on it. But I would imagine it would be expensive as hell to import one over, rig it to whatever, or set it up for whatever you want to do, probably putting it into a Volvo. You're going to run a 17-liter engine? What are you going to do with it? Right? What are you going to do with it? You twist the frame out of your truck. Right? Then you have to reinforce the frame on most of these trucks to handle that kind of torque, that kind of weight. I know that the fleet that I'm with now, they have a lot of heavy spec equipment. Like, I mean, heavy spec equipment. So they got like 56,000 pound rear ends, 20,000 pound front ends. Some of their trucks, I believe, don't quote me on it, but I believe some of their trucks are double framed, right? And that's for some of the monster moves. And I'm talking, monster moves. We're talking like 600,000-700,000 pounds of something that they're moving. I'm not going to say what, but this company, their heavy haul division, they're equipped for that. They actually have the trailers to do that. And they're very good at what they do. And they've got the equipment to do it. And so they've got the trucks, obviously, to accommodate that kind of weight. I'm getting with wind 7.2 miles per gallon. Yeah, I got my glider 3 months before they shut everything down. Now you cannot buy a new glider, only used. I don't even know if I could buy a used one in Canada. I don't know if you can buy a used one. I think if you've got one, you're the only one allowed to have it. If you sell it, the next guy is not allowed to. They won't register it, right? They won't register it. So if you've got one before the rule change, it's called grandfathering, right? You've been grandfathered in. You've already got it. They can't make you sell it and buy a new truck just because they're changing the rules. But as soon as you are done with that truck and you sell it to somebody else, say, I bought it off you, I can't register that truck. Which is silly. It is silly. You should be allowed to drive it. You should be able to sell it and somebody else drive it until the truck is done, right? What they're worried about is the 60 series engines, like the 3406 Cats, the N14s. Dude, you can rebuild those motors, those engines 2-3 times. right? When that thing hits 1,500,000, just rebuild it, and you'll get another 1,500,000 out of it, right? So that's what they're worried about. They're worried that, you're going to rebuild. You're going to sell me that glider. I'm going to take it. I'm going to rebuild that engine, that 60 series engine. I'm going to rebuild it, and then I'm going to have it for another 10 years. And they're going to be pissed off because I've now got a 10-year truck, right? That's going to run another 10 years. And they obviously don't want that, right? They obviously don't want that. The Packard and Volvos are not V8s. Only Scania build V8s. 580 to 700 and 770. That's a lot of horsepower. Mercedes Daimlers build a V10 for heavy haul, similar horsepower. Yeah. See, well, Mercedes and Daimler, like I've got the Detroit, but Robert, my Detroit came from overseas, so actually mine is actually stamped Mercedes. My engine says D15 or DD15 on it, but on the serial registry plate and everything, it's actually stamped Mercedes. So is my transmission, and so are my differentials. This truck was one of 5 that came over from Europe, and I think I'm lucky to have it, because compared to a bunch of the other trucks for the same year that came over or that were purchased, when they took delivery of all the trucks, the 5 from Europe and the other 20 that they ordered, out of all of them, I think the 5 that were from Europe were the ones that least problematic. The other 20 had the standard, Freightliner problems, this, that, and the other. No, in the States, you can register it. There is a loophole in the law. If the engine is 2000 and older, you don't have to run electronic logbook and you can register it. Now, in Canada, we can't register it, okay? Now, here's an example, right? My W9 was a 97, so I didn't have to run an E-log, right? I didn't have to run an E-log. It didn't have to be governed, right? And none of that, because it was pre-2000. But I sold that truck, and I sold it just before the law changed, and the new guy got it. He's out in Nova Scotia. He's allowed to register it. Now, if I bought it back off him now, I couldn't do it. Yeah, see, there's probably a few differences, Ray, between Canada and the U.S., right? Probably. I can't speak on a lot of... I can speak on some of the laws and some of the things in the U.S. only because I'm there a lot, and I talk most of everybody in this chat. If there's 72 people in here right now, probably 60 of them or 65 of them are American. So I do a lot of dealings with Americans. So, but I don't know everything about it, right? I know in Canada because I've had to investigate it because I've wanted to do it. But even now, I wouldn't do it now anyway. I wouldn't go get a glider right now, because even a glider is not going to get me 8.5 to 9 miles per gallon. And I need 8.5 to 9 miles per gallon with the price of fuel. Remember, you guys in the States are paying a whole lot less for fuel than we do, right? And in Canada, most of the time, I need to fill my tanks here before I get to the States. And then when I get down there, then I can buy U.S. fuel and pick and choose and get a better price. But in Canada, fuel is ridiculous. That cigar is getting shorter. Yeah, look at that. She's down to stumpy level, eh? Down to stumpy level. The cigar's almost done and the dock is almost done. When they're both done, I think so are we. But do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button. 50 of you is in here now. Get me up to at least 30. We got 28. Get me up to at least 30 likes, please. I would appreciate that. Oh, that's so good. A lot of guys don't like a cigar when it gets down to that. It gets very harsh, depending on the type of cigar, where it's from, the blend, the craft or the manufacturer. A lot of people don't like them when I do. You guys have seen me. I smoke these things down to like a fingernail, February. Am I saying that right? Is it February or February? I think it's February. Hello, bro. I'm from Indonesia, man. Well, you know what? Welcome. Welcome from Indonesia. Thank you for coming in. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. I do appreciate that. You're very welcome to be here. Any questions you've got, anything you want to say, please feel free to ask. Anything you want to know, or if you just want to sit around and shoot the shit, hang out. Hang out. One thing we're very, 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 very proud of about this channel, and if you look around a lot of other YouTube channels, this channel here, our channel here, is massively multicultural. We've got just about every single country represented. I mean, everything. India, Pakistan, Philippines, Indonesia, Japan, China, Australia, Netherlands, America, Canada, whatever. All the South American. We've got people from every country in our chat and that have subscribed to this channel. And I encourage that. Every single person, it doesn't matter where you're from, what color you are, or what language you speak. I don't care. You are welcome here. Please come in and sit down, relax, take a load off. Let's talk trucking. Let's talk about anything you want. Ryan, you're right. Who wants a glider when you can get a Cascadia at 10 plus miles per gallon? Well, mine's got 560,000 miles on it, so it's not getting 10. But I'm still in the high 8s. If I'm pulling just general freight, like loading out at 80,000 max, I'm still at anywhere from 8.5 to 9. I'm good with that. You know, I'm good with that. I'm still in the ballpark of making money. Because it used to be, like last year or even say 18 months ago, you had to be running 7 miles to gallon or better to be making money. Not anymore, man. If those guys that are running like 6.5, 7 miles per gallon, they're not making it. They're not making it, or they're making it, but they're leaving a lot of money out on the glass. They're leaving a lot of money out there, right? That they should be picking up, right? That they should be picking up. A guy with a 9 mile per gallon truck is going to pick that up, right? I'm going to do the same work as a guy with a 7 mile per gallon truck. I'm going to do the exact same work. I'm going to put the same load on, go to the same place and come back as him. And I'm going to make probably another $500 to $600 just on my fuel, just on a 1.5 mile per gallon difference in fuel. Why would you leave that out there? Right? And a lot of people go, well, yeah, but then you've got a truck payment, you've got this. Well, I proved that wrong too. I had that 97 W9. I had no truck payment on that thing, right? It was getting 6, maybe 6.5 miles per gallon. I went and traded that in. I bought this. I now have, I got a $2,000 a month truck payment. I'm still putting $1,800 a month in my pocket because the W9 was costing me that much in fuel. Why would I give that up? It's okay. Now I got a $2,000 a month truck payment, but I'm still making more money. I'm putting more money at the end of the month in my pocket. So to me, it's a win-win. It really is. Fabry, I love cigarettes. Well, I don't. I love cigars. The only reason I got a glider is because of DPF system, DEF system. My previous stuff gave me so much problems. Well, I hear you. And we're all in that position. Ray, we're all in that position. I had nothing but problems with, like I had a 14 Volvo. I bought that brand new. But back in 2014, you know, they hadn't worked out the bugs. And even today, they still don't have all the bugs worked out of it. Come on, let's admit it. They don't. It doesn't matter whether you're buying a Freightliner, a Kenworth, a Pete, a Western Star. It doesn't fucking matter, right? But are they better now in 2024 than they were back in, say, you know, like 2014, 15? You know, if you're anything like 2019 to 2020, right? You're probably doing okay. You're probably all right, right? You're not going to have a whole lot. You might have the odd problem. Like I've had to do the NOx sensors on this thing. I've had to replace a DEF pump, but it was all under warranty, right? It was all under warranty. 400,000 K, and I'm still in the in the tens, but I'm running at 55 miles an hour. You know what, Ryan? I run 63. Right, I run 63. I try to keep it at 63. 63 miles an hour gets me 8.8 to 9. If I took it down to 55, I'd be into the nines. I would. I don't know. You're more disciplined than I am at 55. 55 is it's hard for me to go 55. If you're doing it, good on you, man. That's discipline. I don't have that kind of discipline. Daimler engines stay pretty tight on fuel consumption. Good for at least 5 years. Well, I'm hoping so. I need to get at least another 6 months out of this thing. Another 6 months out of this thing, and I'm good. I'm paying $2,000 a month or $2,000 a week payment. I'm just paying it off as quick as possible. If you can afford to do it, Ryan, hell, man, do it. If I could afford to be paying this thing off a lot faster than I had, and that's not to say that there haven't been times where we've had extra money and we've thrown it down. Yeah, we have. But $2,000 a week, I'm not there. I'm not in that position, right? I've got too many other financial obligations and other shit going on that, I can't afford $2,000 a week. And, it's just the way my truck and my payment and my business is structured. I like the payment. I need the payment, right? For tax reasons and whatnot, the way I run, a $2,000 a month truck payment is good for me. Really good for me. It helps me. It keeps me broke, but it's working. You know what? I bet you it does. But you're going to pay your truck off in probably 2 years at $2,000 a week. You're certainly killing it on you're killing the interest. Whoever's financing your truck is probably going, Jesus Christ, what's this guy doing? We're not making anything on them because there's no interest accumulating because you're paying it off at such a fast rate. Exactly, Tank. Running 55 with an ELD, how do you get anything done? I just can't do it. I'm a 63 driver. Occasionally, like last week, I wasn't doing ingots last week, so I wasn't pulling heavy. I was just on the open board last week, and a couple of times, I was at one point I was empty going from one place to the other. I'll take that from there. I'll take it up to 65, 66 because I'm empty. I'm still getting 10 and a half miles to gallon pulling an empty trailer. But when I'm loaded, 63. Unless something happens that's out of my control, something breaks, I lose time. But if everything's working and my trip planning is on par, I can do everything I need to do at 63 miles an hour and get paid. So, yeah, a week, Dar. He said that, eh? A week. Holy shit. My 8.5 mile per gallon is at an average of 70 to 72 miles an hour. Man, I don't know how you're doing that. I really don't. How do you say bitch in French? I don't know. Tabernacle is the big one, which is, fuck. You go, tabernacle. It's about the same thing. 65 to 8,000 miles a week team. Okay, so your truck just basically never turns off. That's why you're paying $2,000 a week. That's why. Yeah, you see, if I was teaming it, I would definitely up the payment. I'd probably be paying somewhere. I'd be upping my payment to somewhere about $1,000 a week, right? Which would be doubling what I pay now. So I'd double up the payment, and I would do the same thing if I was running a team. Man, I'm not even going to pronounce that, but man, build one of the best engines. Well, they should. They invented the damn thing. Oh, then they should. La pute. La pute. Well, I think in Spanish it's a puta, isn't it? So in French it's probably a pute. I think you were at 75 Shut up, Toofler. There's people listening. Twice last week, yes. I think I was rolling down a hill, the wind was pushing me, and I had a sail up, right? I was downhill, sail up, wind behind me. It was 75 mile an hour. If I'm not mistaken. I've been mistaken once or twice in my life. That might have been one of them right there. That might have been one of them right there. International Navistar will be putting them or are already into their trucks, IH guy said. Are you serious? Really? Putting the mans in them? Wow. Wow. I'll be curious to see how that works out, because you got to remember something, Robert. A lot of the trucks in Europe, it's Ernie's fault. Yeah. A lot of the trucks in Europe, for example, like the Volvos, like the D13 engine in Europe, and the PACCAR or the DAF engine in Europe, the 13-liter engine over there, when they brought those to Canada, they don't carry them on year to year like they do over there. And here's an example. I had a good friend of mine who came over. He was Russian, but he worked in Europe, and he did his apprenticeship, and then he worked for Volvo in Europe. Okay? And then he came over here. He was over there for years and years, and then he came over here to Canada, and he started working for Volvo over here, and he couldn't believe it. He's like he's looking at these engines, and he's going like, what the fuck is this? And at that time, it was like 2021 or something like that. So it's a brand new 2021 D13 Volvo engine. And he was looking at this going, what is this piece of crap? Right? Like, they were running this engine here in Canada, in Europe, 5 years ago. So the ones in Europe are 5 years ahead of what we're doing here. And that doesn't make sense to me. Why would you, if you've got the engines in Europe and they're working and they're perfected, like you guys in Europe had your DPF and your DEF systems and all that, and you had a lot of the bugs and shit of all that stuff worked out long before we did. So why didn't they transfer that technology for the same time from Europe to here? Why did they send over all the shit and let us have it here and make us work it out? Well, the only thing I can think of is money, right? Money. Because it blew his mind. He couldn't believe it. He's like, this is a brand new 2021 engine, and it's a piece of crap. Over in Europe, that engine's 5 years old. It's garbage. It's a piece of crap. Well, shit. We do 90 downhill. I never say no to a free miles. No, neither do I. I don't know about your truck, Buck, but when my truck crests the hill and it starts rolling down a hill, as long as the cruise control isn't on, it'll kick itself out of gear and it idles, right? And then it'll just coast down the hill. So you got a 3 mile hill downhill, and say you're doing 75 mile an hour rolling down the hill, this thing will just idle all the way down the hill, right? Talk about fuel mileage. It's great. At 72 miles an hour, I'm only turning 1150. What am I? I'm higher than that. I think I'm 12 something. At 75 miles an hour, I'm at 1350. Right? At 75, I'm at 1350. It's 65 miles an hour. I'm just over 1,000. I'm like just around the needle's just a hair under 1,100. So, but yeah, it kicks out. Mine kicks out of gear. I love that. Yeah, Buck, but look at your boost gauge. I keep it under 10 PSI. Yeah, you see, Ryan, you're actually really observant and particular about the way you're driving. You've got yourself well trained, right? You're watching your boost pressure. You're watching, you're probably watching your manifold temperature, all that kind of shit. You are optimizing everything you can get out of that truck. And that's smart. That is smart. I would never do team for no amount of money. I've never done long-term team. I did it years and years ago to help a friend of mine. He owned a truck and trailer. It was a flatbed. He fell off. He busted his arm, and he was in danger of losing his business and shit. So I teamed with him for a couple of months until he could get back on his feet. And then I took a trainee, and I'll never do that again. I just don't like having people in the truck with me. I'll be honest with you, I don't. I don't. Everything in here is mine. Like I can sit here and drive, and without even taking my eyes off the road, I can reach and do this. I can grab that. I can get a pen. I can whatever I need. Everything in here is mine, and it's got its place. When you got other people in here and they start touching your shit and moving stuff around, I don't know what is that. What is that? ADHD or fucking it's something. I don't know what it is, but it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. That, and you know what? I've been doing this so long. It's just I like the isolation. I'm good with my own company. I like being alone. I got the stereo. I got a CB. I got a cell phone to talk. I don't need somebody else here or somebody else sleeping back there. I just don't need it, and I'm not interested in it. Now, if the opportunity came up for something special, like a special contract came up and it might be a 6-week deal and you need a team truck to do it, and there was somebody available and I knew the person and I trusted the person, then yeah, I would probably say, yeah, jump in the truck, let's go, we'll make this work because we're going to make a boatload of money. But it would have to be a guaranteed thing, you know, solid contract. Everything would have to, all the I's would have to be dotted and T's be crossed, and there would have to be like an end date. I wouldn't do it indefinitely. I wouldn't do it. No, absolutely not. It sucks ass. I have a hard time not accidentally forgetting him every time we stop. Yeah, well, that would be my big problem as well. You know, I'm not built. You know what? I'm not built that way. Ryan, if you can do it and get it and you can struggle through it, good on you. I've tried it and struggled through it, and I'm not built to do that. So, Ryan, I'm guessing the previous owner had it tuned, and when I had the in-frame done over a year ago, the shop did an awesome job optimizing the tune as well. Well, that's the way it should be. Ryan, you bought yours new. Can I ask, Ryan, what year are you? Maybe you said in the chat and I just missed it, but what year is your truck? If I teamed co-driver, best be washing his ass regular. Yeah, well, that's the other thing, right? Doing what I do, like I shower, right? There's no reason why truck drivers today are walking around as stinky as they are. There's no excuse for that. You can run in on a 30-minute break and get a shower done and get back to your truck before your 30 minutes is up. So there's no reason for anybody that doesn't want to get in the shower. If you're wearing the same clothes for a week and you smell like it, you're not sitting in my truck. You're not even having anything to do with me. My problem is I'm a micromanager. I get way less sleep because I'm constantly double checking everything he does. Truck is a 22. I'm not a micromanager, but it would be a trust issue, right? Ryan, I would want somebody that's been doing it as long as me, with as many miles, as much experience, that I know that when my head hits the pillow, I don't have anything to worry about, right? I wouldn't have to micromanage per se, but when I was training, for example, near the end of his training, it was getting to the point where I didn't have to be in that seat. I could be in the back. I could grab a quick cat nap, but that was all I could do. I couldn't sleep. Like if he had an 8-hour stretch of driving to do, I couldn't go back there and grab 5-6 hours of sleep. I just couldn't do it. Right? It's just, no. My life and my livelihood and my equipment is in somebody else's hands. And maybe that's what it is with you as well, right? You've got a 22, so you've got a couple $100,000, you got 100,000, whether you own truck and trailer, I don't know. But if you've got truck and trailer and all this shit, like, just face it, you got a couple $100,000 worth of your investment. You have to be willing to hand that over to somebody else. It's hard. It's hard. Trust me, I know that because we've been a multi-truck operation before, and I've had trucks and that driver in them, and it's hard when you go, okay, there goes, well, at that time it was like $140,000 worth of my truck and equipment and everything, and he's driving it, and I'm not in there with him looking over his shoulder. Believe me, that took me a little while to get used to, right? But after the first one, it gets a little easier. And luckily for me, I never had any issues. I never had anybody, crash up or smash up any of my equipment or get tickets or anything. I was fortunate. If I teamed, co-driver had to be way out washer. Yeah. My problem is a micromanager. Brian, you could be my wingman anytime. Okay, buddy. All right there, Maverick. All right there, Maverick. You'll be your wingman. You see, Buck, I could probably team with you. Again, though, I don't think I would make it with a long-term deal, like a year, a couple of years. But let's just say a contract opened up and it was a really good deal and they needed two guys, very experienced, like you and I, and it was an 8-week contract. The money is this, and this is the deal. Da-da-da-da-da, go get it done. Yeah, Buck, I could do that. But once that contract was up, I'd have to get out of that deal and get back into my truck and do my own thing, right? I'd have to do my own thing and then maybe go back to it again a couple of months later or whatever. But I don't know. What am I, old? I'm old, cantankerous? I don't fucking know. Shannon's laughing at me. She's probably laughing at me because I'm just so old, right? I'm glad Elvin drives like I do. Made it easy. Well, yeah. Well, and there's the comfort level, Shannon, right? You and Elvin have been friends for years, right? You didn't just meet Elvin 6 weeks ago and, worked out the deal for the truck and everything. And then you teamed. You'd known Elvin for years. He was a personal friend of yours before, and you knew he was a truck driver. You knew he drove. You knew the experience that he had. So that was a level that you could do it. Smell wouldn't be a problem. Getting any sleep would be the problem with team driving. Well, same here. Well, I'm both of them. Tank, you can't stink, right? Like I said, there's no reason that you can't grab. Even when the truck is fueling, you still got to run. Each team guy has to run a 30-minute break at some point, right? So you can go in and get a shower in 30 minutes. A good hard rain and a bar of soap, for Christ's sake, anything. There's just no reason for you to smell like ass in a truck. When you're standing in the truck stop and you're in line to pay for something at the counter, and the guy ahead of you smells like he hasn't showered since last June, there's no excuse for that. That's just my opinion, but there's no excuse for that, right? There's ample opportunity to get a shower. Doing what I do here, I'm back at this terminal every single day. I shower every second day while I'm here, right? While I'm doing ingots. I showered just before I left the house today, right? I showered just before I left the house. I'll work tomorrow. I'll go to bed tomorrow. I'll work Tuesday. I'll shower Tuesday night. And then depending on what I'm doing. So I'll shower every second day. But even then, tomorrow, let's say tomorrow it's 85 degrees out and I'm flatbedding and I'm cranking and I'm hot and I'm sweaty. I'll shower. I got no problem showering every day if I absolutely have to, right? But if you're pulling a van, for the most case, you're not doing a whole lot of sweating. You're not doing a whole lot of physical activity. You can shower every second day. Exactly how this started. Contract required a team, then fell apart right after we started. And now you're stuck with him? That's a tough call, Ryan. That's a tough call. Farts when teaming. Well, farts in any case are usually funny, right? Like, we have a fart family. I got all daughters, but you'd never know it the way they fart. They fart like truck drivers, all right? And so farts to me are funny. The worse they smell, the funnier they are. I don't know. That's sick, I know, but I guarantee you, Elvin and Shannon weren't driving when they were teaming. They weren't driving down the highway fucking farting and giggling over it. I can guarantee you that. Me, I'd be killing myself laughing. It'd be the funniest thing in the world. I'd lock the windows. I'd drop one and then lock the window so that the other guy can't get out or can't roll the window down. But that's just me, right? That's my sick sense of humor, right? So anyway, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's what time is it? It's almost 8:30, and I got to get up at 1:30. So I got about 4 hours of sleep to do here, and I got to go get at it. So with that, you know what? Thanks for hanging with us, Ryan. Thanks for coming in. Tank, good to see you. I'll be picking your brain. Alvin wouldn't be here if he had farted. Yeah, I don't think I could have teamed. I can't live with myself most of the time. Yeah, sometimes. Well, that's just the way it is. That's the way it is. You know what? Anyway, guys, thanks. I do got to go, though. We got 34 likes. I appreciate it. Anybody else that can think about it in the next 10 seconds, go ahead and hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. Parting stink bombs. See, Robert, to me, that's funny. That's funny. But no, that's not everybody's cup of tea. Shannon's over there trying not to throw up in her mouth right now listening to this, but it is what it is. But anyway, like I said, I get 4 hours of sleep here, so I got to go get at it. And guys, I'm probably not going to go live tomorrow because I'll be dragging my ass tomorrow, but I'll see you guys on Tuesday. All right? Thanks for hanging. Hit the like on your way out, and I'll talk to you Tuesday. You guys be good. Take care of each other.